Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Edna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for joining me today on my FM. Now, first of all, I need to ask you, how do you feel about Coach now? Because he didn't follow through to take you to the Final Three.
Coach has his own definition of what is honor, integrity, and loyalty. Mm-hmm. So I think that includes what his original promise to the core five that he had formed an alliance with on day one. Why he's still adhering to that alliance is a bit of a mystery to me, because he's basically selected the five most physically threatening players to play against.
Right.
And based on the last challenge, you can see that even he was neck and neck with Sophie, the female player. Mm-hmm. So why he decides to keep the other strong male players around, it was confusing to me.
Yeah. So any hard feelings towards him now?
Yeah, I don't have any hard feelings against any of the players that I played with. Mm-hmm. Ponderosa does a lot of therapy on you, so I would say that I don't have any hard feelings against him. I'm still very confused about his line of reasoning.
Yeah, no kidding. So what was your initial strategy? Was it to team up with a stronger competitor? Because going back to day one, we did see you reach out to Coach right away when everyone else left him behind, which I thought was the nicest thing for you to do ever.
Thank you. I knew that being just a smaller female player, I had to align myself with a stronger alpha male, and it just so happened to be Coach at that particular opportunity. Mm-hmm. Because he had just played this challenge. He lost against Ozzy. It seems like everybody loses against Ozzy. And it wasn't his fault. He didn't do it intentionally. So it was confusing. The puzzle was very confusing. A bunch of us were shouting instructions at him. Mm-hmm. So it was not his fault, and it was just my way to welcome him to the tribe.
Yeah. And
so I did stick myself out there and isolated myself from the tribe, but it did get me to the merge.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that, I thought that I was smooth sailing.
Yeah. And
I got to the merge.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You did make me smile, and I know a lot of viewers, I'm sure, were happy to see that, because I really didn't want to see everyone just shun him right away, so good for you for doing that.
Thank you.
Now, how do you feel about Brandon? To us, he kind of seems like a loose cannon, don't you think?
Oh, I think that I like to describe him as predictably unpredictable.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because he just is, you never know when he's going to start going crazy and start crying or get emotional or just get angry.
Yeah.
And he will. You just don't know when.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like he was so fine on camp, but then as soon as you went to jury, he just would blow up about the most random things ever.
Yeah, I mean, everything from, but he was like that at camp, too. Mm-hmm. He would get very paranoid about things. If I were talking to Cowboy Rick about something, and I was just talking about such and such, he's like, don't lie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not lying. You have to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
And he would just get that way all the time. But what you see on TV is actually a very sanitized version, and actually he probably had more outbursts than what was televised.
Now, here's my question to you about the camp, the camp feeling. How's it like? Like, can you really go out and go fishing with someone and just for fun, or do you think everyone else at the camp is going to be thinking that they're strategizing, or what was that like?
You have, pretty much you're on high alert all the time.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody's going into the forest or going camping, anytime there's more than one person doing anything, your suspicion is raised.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder what's going on, and if you're that curious, you should go with them. And if they even act a little bit suspicious, then
you're in trouble.
Then you know something is going on. Exactly.
Yeah. That'd be tough. I mean, I just want to go and have fun.
It's hard because, like, you're living the game. You're not playing the game of Survivor. You're living the game of Survivor, because it's 24 hours a day for that entire time.
That's true. So how about during the Redemption Island Challenge? We saw everyone cheering you on, even though they just voted you out. How did that make you feel?
I just think that they didn't want to cheer Ozzy on.
Oh, okay.
So by default, I was the only person they couldn't really cheer Jeff on. So
I thought you were going to win. Seeing the previews for Survivor, I'm like, oh, she's going to win. She's going to beat Ozzy.
I was pretty close.
Yeah.
I did my best. Ozzy had the benefit of playing that puzzle the first time, one of the first few group challenges with the giant slides where they had the maypole.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yes.
And it was a challenge that I had sat out on, and I did berate myself for not studying that puzzle more. Instead, I was just like focused on my team of guys pushing the blocks around, and I'm like, why can't they move this particular this brick? And it was because like they're slightly not totally perpendicular, and so
right.
I remember just looking at things microscopically, but not looking at the overall solution to the puzzle.
Yeah. So what was Redemption Island like with Ozzy?
Ozzy is very hospitable. I didn't have very many opportunities to talk to him when we were merged, because he was pretty much voted out as soon as he lost his first challenge. Ozzy had a little fish waiting for me, and in the morning he shared his papaya with me, and so that was exactly what he said. He said, "Well, I'll have a fish waiting for you, and then
I'll beat you,
and then we'll beat you at the challenge." So he did. He had actually more integrity than my previous tribe, and he was very friendly. But just having left and with my snuffed out torch and going to Redemption, it was psychologically very defeating. You know you're going to play Ozzy, and you know that if you win, you're going back to be at the bottom of your bottom of the Lions, and that was very daunting for me. It was daunting to go back to Redemption Island with the rats by yourself, and maybe to a fire that was already put out, and to go. I don't fish very well. Probably it would just be trying to find some coconuts to eat.
That's true.
So I talked myself out of it before I even had an opportunity, before even playing, I think, unfortunately.
Oh, well. I think you did a great job on the show, though, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. I shocked myself.
Yes, well, I'm sure you learned a lot about yourself being on the show, too, right?
Yes, and you feel like if you put your mind to it, you can do it, and it's like the impossible can be possible. It sounds like such a cliche, but it is. You proved it to be true. Crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, Edna, I do think you did an awesome job of the show. You entertained us, and we will see you on finale night. Are you looking forward to it? Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I've never met Papa Bear or Elise and the people who were who kicked off pre-merge. So this will be my first chance to actually meet them. Yes. Well, I talked to them all, and they're all very friendly people. So I'm sure you'll have a good time. People tend to be with food and shelter around. Yes. That's true. Well, and Edna, thank you so much for joining me today on my FM. Thank you so much, Jessica. You have a great day. Thanks, you too. Bye. Bye.